This is the smallest car garage possible in Rust, featuring 2 automatic doors and enough space to move around. This is the amount of resources you'll need to build the base, including all of the deployables inside of it. And here's everything you'll need to find or craft to complete the base. The circuit features a timer that you can turn on from the inside, allowing you to leave and then automatically closing behind you. And when you return, the doors will automatically open on either side of the base and close immediately after you enter. The design for the base is fairly simple. We'll start off by placing 3 triangles and upgrading the triangle to sheet metal where our TC is going to be. You only need to upgrade the wall and roof above like I've done here, and the rest can remain stone. Since you might have low grade or other things stored in your TC from driving around and putting it in here, you might want to consider making an unlootable TC room like I've done here. And we will have a very important garage door that goes here. If you don't have an issue with jumping around, you can use a double door, but it is recommended that this is a garage door. And there is no airlock on this base, but we will have another door over here, as well as a half wall for some storage, and this is where all of our electrical components are going to be. Outside of the garage door, we're simply going to place 4 foundations and surround them with window frames. I like windows because it's cheaper than shop fronts and it allows some visibility to the outside. If you just want to wall this in, that's perfectly fine. Don't forget to put your ceiling tiles down, and then we're going to work on the placement of the car lift, which is kind of important. If you want to have mobility within the base, you want to rotate it like this and then try to slide it as close to that door frame as you possibly can. And then once you've found that position, you want to move it to the right as far as possible. Make sure you spend your time with this, placing it correctly, because once it's placed, you cannot pick it back up. Head over to your garage doors that go outside and flip the garage doors out. Place your door controller at the top. It's just the easiest spot to make sure it gets paired correctly. Unlock your door, pair it, and then lock it again, and you're good to go. Repeat this on the other side. Head over to the triangle by the TC, and we're going to place 3 small boxes. You could fit a large box up here, but it will stick through the door, so I don't really like doing that. We're going to put 3 small boxes here instead. And then we're going to start work on the electrical circuit, which is going to start off with 3 small batteries below these boxes. And after we're done wiring everything up, I'll have a GIF on the screen from Rustrition so that you can see it all at once. After you've placed the 3 small batteries, connect the outputs of all of them to 2 root combiners. What this will allow us to do is have an output power of 30 with 3 small batteries, since we don't have enough room for a medium battery in here and storage space. Place an electrical branch with the input coming from the batteries, and then set it to 5. Place another branch to the left of it, which will connect to our HBHF sensors, and put it into the left side of this branch that we just set to 5, and you can leave this one set to 2. Place both of your HBHF sensors on the door frames by your garage doors, and don't forget to put your ramps down so that you can drive your cars in if you need to, and then wire the input of both sensors into that branch we just placed. Place a 3rd electrical branch on the wall to the left of the batteries and wire it into the right side of our first branch, and then set the new branch to 11. Place a 4th branch above this, wire the left side into it, and set it to 5. Then go ahead and place 2 blockers down and use this branch to power the inputs of both of them. Next up, we're going to block pass-through on the blockers with the outputs of each HBHF sensor. After that's completed, we can place an XOR switch with an OR switch next to it, and then we can connect the output of the XOR into the OR switch. And then the outputs of both of the blockers are going to go into the XOR switch. Don't forget to place your solar panels down on your roof facing north, and then connect them each individually into their own small battery. During this time, you should also remember to exclude others on your HBHF sensors. And then on the inside, we can place a timer down, which is going to act as our garage door button. And we're going to wire the output of this timer into the other side of the OR switch. At this point, we'll take the output of the OR switch and we will go connect it to our door controllers. And then using the pass-through on the door controller, we can send it to the second one over here. And then the doors should automatically configure and close themselves. We've only got a few more steps to complete, which is a branch under the timer over here set to 4. The left side of it is going to power the timer. And then this will be powered by the right side of our 3rd branch. Now you can use the timer to open your garage doors, and then they will close automatically after the timer is up. I recommend setting this to 5 because that's just what I found to be the optimal time to be able to drive out of your base without the doors closing on you. If you have the industrial lights, you can put your favorite color on the ceiling up here so you got some light, but just keep in mind if you use the regular ceiling light, it takes 2 power, and that's going to ruin part of the circuit that we're about to set up. Take the pass-through of the industrial light and put it into the car lift, and you're good to go. You'll notice we only have 1 power left. And if you want to be able to disable the HBHF sensors when you're not inside the base so that they don't open up automatically like this every single time you run by it, then you'll want to put a switch or a smart switch in between these electrical branches right here, and then just rewire them up through the switch. And now you can turn it off every time you leave the base so that they don't annoy you or let people in by accident to destroy your car. I would highly recommend putting a smart switch here and pairing your device to it so that you can turn off the switch every time you leave the base. In case somebody's door camping you, you can just flick it on your phone to disable it so that when you drive by, your doors stay closed. Also, make sure you close this garage door to the right of us every single time you leave the base so that people can't mess around with your lift. And make sure you put a double door down here as well, but keep in mind you won't be able to access that back box if you've placed these front two incorrectly. You're now good to go to turn on your system, open your doors, and drive away.